in my cave here. I came home from work and clean off your screen. It's time for us to have a chat. I'm in my little cave here with my stuff, and here you can see where I am. I'm in this place. That computer doesn't work anymore. Hi, Levi. Good to see you, bud. I don't have a really good place for my camera here. Oh, I figured out last time. All right, I'm gonna put you here for a second here. I hope it'll stay. I got some quick spit for my motorcycle visor, and I'm sitting down for this talk with all of you tonight at this strange hour because just had a that's bright. I'm glad it doesn't work for us. A little more light here, maybe. No, I'm good. Let me shut my door. Don't want to disturb my dear Judy's TV watching. I'll be right back. So it's just us in here, and we're just gonna have a chat. I'm a little heated. I'm laughing. Something kind of neat started happening tonight that has happened many times before, but is happening more and more often now than it ever has before. And it popped up in two places. Now, this is a social media story. You have to understand. Please understand where I'm coming from when it comes to social media. For an operation, I'm going to switch out this. I'm going to switch out this one here. Oh, and it's telling me I've only got 10% remaining, so I need to completely recombobulate and plug in the old little charger dealio here. I'm gonna switch the lights over here to that one. Oh man, guys, I'm telling you, this tech stuff is like for the birds. One side of the plug is bigger than the other, and I don't know why. I'm just glad that we can sit down for a second. All right, I'll get you plugged in. Sorry, that's the wrong freaking plug. There we go. Someday I'll have a nice studio and you guys ever watch Joe Rogan? He's got Jamie over there, and Jamie is always looking stuff up for him. Maybe someday I'll have a Jamie. Let's see what that light does. Oh, it's bright. I don't know. You like it better with the light? So I'm doing more live feeds lately. Let me take this off. I love my leather vest. They call it a cut. But they spell it K-U-T-T-E. Yeah. Joe Rogan. Well, Harvey's Barbers. That's in the old UK, London area. You got Harvey's Barbers. If you're over in the UK, make sure and get your hair cut at Harvey's. Good guys there, Dreddy Barber. Skater, Ripper. Bunch of rippers over there. And, dear friends, I'm talking to you because this is a social media story, and I talk about things. I found out one of the rules of life for me is if something's not sitting right with me, I can either not talk about it or talk about it. And pretty much the same darn thing happens whether I talk about it or not. And the upshot is whether I'm mentally healthy and connecting with people who resonate with what I'm saying, or whether I stay isolated and just remain stewing. So I'm not going to stew. I'm going to talk about something that's been happening for years. Today it happened again. Somebody made a post, and in the post is the classic broken skateboard. And it's always disappointing when someone's skateboard breaks, and I'm already gutted. So their skateboard is broken. Nothing in it. Thought there would be.
their skateboard's broken, and they say, does anyone know anywhere I can get a board that'll last? This is the second broken skateboard I've had in X number of days or weeks or whatever, and I'm looking for a board that will last. And inevitably, some well-intentioned and highly appreciated person or people will jump into the thread and start talking about fickle boards, the craft board movement, maker-made boards. And right when I think it's about to become interesting and you're really going to see some interesting brands emerging, Hondo Hankett, Voluptuous, Frank Porcelli and his creations, Sam Cooke and Life, my work, you know, and I'm always excited to see my work on there because, boy, do I ever want to make more boards. Everything goes more smoothly when I'm making more boards. Right when it starts getting good and people start getting enthusiastic, there's this, you can see it coming because people start posting up, yeah, I go through X number of this brand or that brand per month and I really like it. And then someone starts jumping in and saying, well, I rode a Texican and it outlasted everything. I rode one of Frank Porcelli's and it outlasted everything. Those boards are crap and these boards are awesome. And as soon as that distinction starts coming up and that contrast gets made, boom, the thread's gone. It could be in a group. Usually it's in a group. And some moderators, in fact, most moderators, maybe all the moderators, seem to have a policy against the emergence of any contrast or critique of the mainstream. If something starts making their favorite distribution or brand look bad, for example, some things that make their favorite distributions and brands look bad is their boards are outsourced, they have no quality control, the laminate is low density, the glue bonds are not strong and soaked into the wood, they're quick glue that's pressed in minutes and out of the shop in minutes. You know, lest any of these things make their favorite brands and pet distros look bad, these old guard guys just pull the thread right when it's starting to get spicy. Here in Cincinnati, people are afraid to show up at the spot with a maker-made board or a board that's from me, and that bothers me. But this is a different thing. This is like it's like the groups just won't let us go there and talk about the superiority of domestic-made wood, craft-made wood. I mean, in the one thread I saw get pulled, they were talking about Chapman. Make sure you get something pressed by Chapman. That's good. I've seen really good wood come out of Chapman. It was back in the 80s. Yeah, Sam Cooke, a thread got pulled. It was a double of the same post, and I think it's still live in the one place, but in the other place, it got awesome. I had one of my customers from Colorado join in and really put down a great contrasting, comparing word of encouragement and lifting up what they really believed was good, and poof, it's gone. I went in my activity log, found where I liked their comment, and saw that it was gone. And this happens all the time. Every time it starts getting spicy, there are very few groups will allow this kind of conversation to play out, because I think that we just have our it is lame. It's really lame, but it's not uncommon, and people have the right to do it. But if they have the right to do it, then we have the right to call it what it is. It's lame. I'm not going to go on their feeds or go in their groups and poop all over them, but I am going to say that this behavior is really not cool. How are we supposed to progress and increase the quality of the most important parts of skateboarding, the decks, the wheels, the bearings, the trucks, if we can't have a robust discussion broadly among skateboarders? It's like angry church ladies saying that you're in my seat. You know, it's bugging me, because I worked in churches, and I'm telling you, I have not seen such churchy, prudish, negative, ultra-conservative, anti-innovation, incurious, anti-intellectual stuff in church. I haven't. I mean, people, they rightly accuse churches of all kinds of things and being hypocritical and money-driven and this and that and the other thing, but talk about poopy, Talk about lame, fundamentalist. I don't mind fundamentalism. It's what are your fundaments? I'm a fundamentalist in skateboarding. My fundaments, my foundations are what's good for skateboarders. Good quality skateboards, good quality laminate, good quality concaves, good contours, good kicks, good pocketing, proper fulcrum, proper leverage. These are the things that are good for skateboarders first off. Great wheels, great bearings, and great trucks. And we're losing them all to just junk production. And it's gross. It's super gross. And it's because they don't have principles. These people think that their favorite brand is good because it's associated with good memories they had when they were kids and they could enjoy skateboarding with their friends, and they're not allowing for the emergence of even better things that are based on better principles and to serve skateboarders better. And they're willing to pull down at discussions, but even more than this, they're not only willing to pull down discussions, but they're willing to then go even further and malign the character of people who are involved in the discussions. They're willing to defame people. And it's just, it really is not acceptable. How are we going to improve this industry? How are we going to improve the quality of skateboards, the quality of wheels, the quality of bearings, if we can't, as a people, come out and say, oh, I'm glad you asked which is a great board. Here's a great board. I love these. I used to like those, but now I love these. Some people are expressing a sense of disappointment and even betrayal because skateboard brands that they used to swear by are truly subpar in quality, and it's causing people to feel betrayed. You know what that is? That's called you reap what you sow. You want to run a big famous skateboard outfit, and you want to be the king of the block and run skateboarding and own the magazines and own the distributions and own the truck productions and then ship them out to China or ship it to Mexico and mass produce it, then sooner or later someone is going to mention that the emperor is not wearing any clothes. So far, whenever that happens on social media, the post gets pulled. And it's garbage. It's not going to stop happening. In fact, that and worse things will continue to happen. But what I've learned is it's better for me to connect with you guys and talk about it than it is for me to stuff it down in my guts. So that's what we're talking about tonight. And yeah, I think it's really not good for skateboarders. That said, talking about Facebook groups and things like Reddit threads and places like that just won't allow the conversation. I don't have any action points here. Don't quit the group. But I just see, if you want to get blocked, start talking about quality. you want to get defamed, start talking about ethics. You want to get marginalized, start talking about behaviors that need to change. And not entirely negatively either. How bad a thing is it for a bunch of people to come out and say, man, I used to ride factory-made boards, but since I started riding craft boards, they last so much longer, they feel so much better. What's so negative about that? What do people need to be protected? Who are you protecting? Tell you who you're not protecting. You're not protecting the people who need good skateboards. And the thing is, there's a natural safety valve involved. Premium quality comes at a premium price. And that premium price protects the junk brands who make stuff in a junky way. They're protected because, no, I'm not going to say what group this was because I'm not going to put anybody on blast. I want to talk about these ideas and increase your likelihood of recognizing these behaviors, knowing when they're happening, and being able to respond according to your own conscience. But all these legacy brands and cheap junk brands that are out of China or out of Mexico and that make these junky boards, you know what, they're safe because they're shelling their stuff at lower prices. Guys like us aren't a threat to them because our stuff is $70 base price. It's a decision to ride a board that's made by a maker. And it's not taken lightly. Now, the fact that they're $70 base price and that they last so much longer, the economics of it are ridiculous because If you're going through two $35 boards a month, all right, and a $70 board from a maker is going to last you for 3 months, you just saved $140. But that's not everybody's favorite way to make their decisions, is it? And there's no problem if you make the decision the other way. It's not like anyone's going to call you a kook for buying factory-made boards that are outsourced and don't provide American jobs. And as was really well explained in the post that got pulled down, the average wage in the Mexican factory is $1.70 an hour. That called out wage slavery, and I'm telling you, that wage slavery thing is no joke. In fact, I'm going to reach out to the guy, a customer from California, who talked about wage slavery. I'm going to ask him if he can provide documentation on those numbers. And it's, what if it became known that your skateboard decks that are your favorite brand skateboard decks are actually made in slave labor conditions? I mean, would you change your brand? I sure would, especially if there was such a growing group of board makers who were ready to provide something of such higher quality and such higher character. This is what's going on. This is what's happening, and people are starting to talk about it. So let them, and let them start talking about the industry. Who do you serve? Do you serve the good of skateboarders, which lies in quality and authenticity and service, or do you serve the good of corporations? Because that's who owns a huge amount. In fact, the vast majority of our skateboard industry is owned by nothing but greedy, fat cat, top of the heap corporate people who have, honestly, they've had a great run the last 35 years. Good on them. They built pools in their backyard and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, you know, it's funny because you're mentioning shoes, Levi, and I can't do it. Someone's bringing up shoes are made with slave labor. You know, so I can't do it, man. Shoes are not skateboard decks. I can't. I don't have, you see, if somebody came out and they were offering me a pair of shoes for $120 a pair, and that pair of shoes was going to last me for 6 months minimum, well glued, well done with great rubber, and really going to last, going to fit well and work well, then I would be able to say I'm switching over to that. But it doesn't exist. It doesn't. You guys show me a skate shoe right now. Now, if somebody finally understands that the bread is buttered on quality and authenticity and starts making a shoe genuinely made in the United States, then we can talk about shoes. But until someone is making shoes in an authentic, high-quality way, offering a real alternative, then the analogy breaks down. In skateboarding, you have these high-quality, high-authenticity productions that are rising up, and every time the contrast starts to be made, whether it's ethical contrast or quality contrast, or simply how cool is it contrast, the threads get pulled. And right now, your most ethical shoe, I mean, some of the New Balance shoes were made in the United States, but even then, I'm telling you this, even when New Balance was making shoes in the United States, only a portion, and you could never know if the shoes you got were made in the United States. So if there's no option for a higher quality thing, then it lies on us to create one. I'll tell you this, if somebody came to me and said, hey Lou, I really want to start a shoe company, how do I do it? I'd be happy to sit down and plan business with them. I've sketched out a few shoe companies myself. The fact is, I would rather skate shoes that are made in the United States and that last well, or that have a better guarantee. But I don't care about shoes. Now, Levi, you bring up that you're saying as American consumers who don't care about product quality or factory conditions, I see if I see more, in most aspects, they're like, won't make the change. Here's the thing. In skateboarding, in regard to skateboard decks, people are making the change. I mean, they are. Our business grew 250% in the last year while shops were closing on both sides of me. That's a powerful growth. That's a powerful growth right there. That's not something to... Now, 250% growth of something as small as I am is still far from the goal. Don't get me wrong here. Please buy my boards. But people do want this. People do care. I'm not accusing you, Levi Binniger, of being cynical. However, I am seeing that people really do care about this. They want to talk about quality. They want to talk about ethical production. They want to talk about the aspects of skateboards, skateboard making, and production of skateboards. They want to discuss these things, and they want to talk about their experience with craft-made skateboards and high-quality brand skateboards. And they want to say that it's better than that. They want to say so. They don't get to say so, or the thread gets pulled because it's too controversial, or it's talking shit on the industry. Well, since when did we care about the industry? Why do we care about the industry? Do we live to serve the industry? No. Industry lives to serve you. The industry exists to serve value and inspiration, quality to you. That's what the industry is for. Now I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna go to bed, get some sleep, get up, and make some skateboards. And I'll see you in the morning. Go watch my other 2 videos from today. Everything's just landing on the YouTube channel by date. I'm not titling or doing descriptions or any of that stuff because I am too weak. I just can't pull it off. But dear friends, I hope that you all have salt in yourselves and let your mind be known. And if you see people pulling down conversations just because they bring up truths that are not convenient to the corporate overlords of skateboarding, I guess that's maybe not a group you want to invest yourself in. I would say one action point is quit those groups, but I don't like quitting groups. I like staying in them and trying again. If you keep talking like that, you're gonna wind up kicked out. It happens a lot. All right, dear friends. Well, I'm gonna leave off with this, and as always, hi Mom, I love you.